My name is Abrianna Singleton. I am from San Diego, California, the best city in the world. And today I'm going to be talking about events that shape you. So just to give you a little bit of context, I grew up in a Christian home, which some of you I'm sure can relate to. And for those of you who didn't grow up in a Christian home, that's also totally okay. But basically what it means to grow up in a Christian home is that you probably went to church every Sunday. You maybe went to youth group or Bible study with your parents. But that doesn't really mean anything for your personal faith. And it was the same for me. Even though my parents went to church and had their own relationship with the Lord, I didn't have my own, really until I got into high school. And so how that happened was, in high school, I really started hanging out with the wrong people and doing all the wrong things. And I pretty much got to a point in my life after looking for fulfillment through different substances and different behaviors that I realized that nothing really was satisfying me, and I felt really alone, and I also felt like I was just walking in guilt and shame every single day. And it just really began to eat me up. And even though my parents didn't really know what was going on, they continued to ask if I was okay. And I would always say, oh, like I'm doing fine. But really deep down inside, there was just something missing inside of me. And one day, I was so overwhelmed with guilt from how I was living in sin. And I knew that it wasn't right based off of the teachings of the Bible that I had learned growing up. And I decided that I just needed to tell my parents that I was living like this and how guilty I was feeling. And I was terrified to tell my parents because I definitely thought they would disown me, or they would be really disappointed in me and just really ashamed of the person I turned out to be and the person that I was starting to become. But what really happened was when I confessed to them everything that was going on behind closed doors, they embraced me with so much love and so much grace. And it was in that moment that all of these things I had learned growing up about who Christ was and what made his character so amazing, I got to experience that tangibly through my parents. And that was pretty much the biggest event in my high school career that shaped who I am today. That was really the catalyst for change in my life. At that moment, I began to walk like I knew who Christ was, and my life didn't change drastically overnight, but I began to make little changes here and there that began to shape who I am today, which also led to me coming to a Christian college. And if there's something that I can say to all of you guys as either new transfer students or freshmen in college, this is your first college experience, really make the most of it, whether you're Christian or not. We're so glad that you're here, and Christ can really use any event, whether big or small, to shape who you are becoming and even who you currently are. I'm really glad you chose SDC. I hope you stay, and I would just really encourage you to look at the things in your life and see how Christ has given you those unique experiences to shape who you are today and who he wants you to continue to become. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.